I'm Steve Bunin with you. President Trump unleashing a torrent of tweets this morning, 12 of them in all, critical of individual governors and states, though not Washington State, for how they're all handling the coronavirus. But the plan that he laid out yesterday earned widespread criticism from scientists and states who say we still need more testing. Tracy Potts reports.
Phases in restoring our economic.
Ready for a reboot.
We are not opening all at once, but one careful step at a time.
President Trump says 29 states are ready to start reopening, some before May 1st. His three-phase plan, a gradual return to work and public life with social distancing and schools still closed. High-risk individuals stay home. Then resume non-essential travel, open schools, and ease restrictions on restaurants, sports, and large gatherings. Finally, back to normal life with caution, minimizing crowds with a focus on hygiene. Democrats argue the plan needs much more detail about
testing.
CDC Director Robert Redfield on the Today Show this morning on what states need to do.
We're establishing a series of important surveillance points, sites throughout this country, focusing on first nursing homes. We're going to be establishing surveillance sites in some of the inner city clinics that we have and some of the indigenous population clinics.
States would begin when coronavirus cases have dropped for 14 days. With jobless claims topping 22 million this month, Americans are protesting, eager to get back to work. The federal government has run out of money for small business loans, a stalemate on Capitol Hill as America prepares to open for business. The job situation is really bad in some areas. There are at least 4 states with unemployment rates of 25%. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
A major technology upgrade to our state's unemployment system will kick in tomorrow, and many other changes will be following as hundreds of state employees are now tackling a flood of claims from hundreds of thousands of workers who have lost their jobs. King 5's Kira Elfallen reports.
So there are many changes to get to. One of these changes, they are going to be adding hundreds more workers to deal and help with that backlog of unemployment claims. So for many of you out there still without a job because places like this are still closed, the state is hoping that this will actually put money in your pockets faster. So many of you at home and many people in general will file for unemployment this weekend. But keep in mind, customer service lines will be down tomorrow and go back up on Sunday as the state works on a technology upgrade. The state also plans to hire hundreds of additional workers, meaning by the end of next week, more than 1,000 people will be helping with the backlog of claims. So the hope is to make a difference for people like John McCoy, the spouse of a King 5 employee who called the Employment Security Department nearly 1,000 times, hoping to finally get approved after making a mistake on his application.
But I'll be honest, it's nerve-wracking because, a couple weeks from now, I'm going to have a whole new slew of bills coming up, and rent isn't any cheaper than it used to be.
3 main changes to unemployment have been made. First, independent contractors, the self-employed, and people who meet a certain amount of hours worked will now be eligible for unemployment. Second, the weekly benefit will increase by $600. And finally, the benefit period will expand from 26 to 39 weeks. So if you are going to apply, employment staff suggests that you do these things, that you sign up for the state's action alerts, that you use the eligibility checker to make sure you meet requirements, that you have all of your information ready using the department's application checklist, and that you sign up for a secure access account before you start your application. Now, I realize this is a whole lot of information, so if you would like to see this again or you want to get those tips again, all you have to do is look for me on Facebook by searching Kira Elfallen TV. I've posted a link, or you can just text the word unemployment to the number there on your screen. That is 206-448-4545. From Kent, I'm Kira Elfallen, King 5 News.
Governor Inslee expanded the moratorium on evictions statewide to include more residential dwellings and even some commercial renters. He also extended the length of the order through the beginning of June. Rent cannot be charged for a housing unit where access was prevented because of the coronavirus. And in addition, landlords cannot increase rent or deposits. Snohomish County was the first county in the United States to report a confirmed case of COVID-19. Officials said today they're noticing a substantial increase in morning traffic, so they're reminding everyone up there we are still under that stay-at-home order from the governor.
Some essential businesses restart or expand. They are there to perform just that, an essential business. Now is not the time to venture out for a play date, visit family that you haven't seen in a while, or engage in other activities that really aren't necessary.
Meantime, FEMA is closing a coronavirus drive-through testing site at Everett's Memorial Stadium after the number of people needing to be tested dropped dramatically. Local officials tell King 5 it's also be closing because they ran out of testing supplies. What's left from FEMA's supply will go to Snohomish County's long-term care centers. Nearly 30,000 employees will return to Boeing factories across Washington on Monday. It's a huge development for the state's economy. When employees in Everett and Renton return to the assembly lines next week, they will see new and increased safety precautions. Boeing says shifts will be staggered so that everyone won't be arriving and leaving about the same times. Every worker will be wearing a mask, and for those who have to work in close proximity to someone else, additional safety equipment will be provided. Governor Inslee praised the increased safety measures.
I am glad that the Boeing company is committing to very robust social distancing protocols and use of PPE. We will try to get more details about that to make sure that those plans are adequate to the safety of Boeing employees.
We'll be finding out by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Since the outbreak, at least 30 Boeing employees have tested positive and one of them died. This weekend, all the major city parks in Seattle will be open. They were closed over the Easter holiday, but this weekend, social distancing ambassadors will be at the parks to remind everybody to stay 6 feet apart. They're just urging everyone, keep moving, don't linger for anything like a picnic, and also remember parking lots, playgrounds, and sporting fields are still closed. So you can play Frisbee with your loved one, but you can't really set up a game of whatever, 3-on-3. Some streets are going to be closed to traffic in the Central District and in West Seattle this weekend also to allow more room for people to walk around and roam.